season.
And the final piece of news in the movies, Logan got a poster about 5 minutes before we started recording.
Woo!
It's got a release date of March 3rd. 3rd of March if you're English. And the poster is cool as fuck. It's got that sort of simple design that I am all for. It's got a clawed hand which has some cuts and scrapes that don't look like they've healed properly, held by a child. Interesting. It's clearly we've known already that it's inspired by Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan.
So there's obviously changes. They can't do half of what happened in that book because they haven't got the rights to all of the extended Marvel characters. I think it's the Reavers who are the enemy in this.
Did they confirm Mr. Sinister?
I don't know.
Oh wait, no, they didn't confirm it. But was it Simon Kinberg who was like, "Look, it's a piece of candy"?
I don't know. He's talked about his love of Mr. Sinister before, but I didn't know if he meant that was going to be a part of Old Man Logan.
I don't know. Like, something came out there. It was like, "Oh, Mr. Sinister's the villain," and I think people asked Simon Kinberg, "Is he the villain?" And then he was like, Well, Sinister's a cool character from the comics.
Okay.
I get paid $8 million to do one of these movies. That's it, like $8 million to fucking write a script like X-Men Apocalypse script. Wow. Whew.
Well, anyway, I am psyched for this movie.
Same.
Alex, did you enjoy the Wolverine?
Not seen it.
Oh, really?
Not seen it. I have a box set of every X-Men film that I need to sit down and go from start to finish.
Well,
with the wife. It's a family project.
I know there's a lot of
Let's put it that
TV
way.
and stuff, but the first...
And it's just the films we're doing. We're just doing the films and we're
No, I
hitting
know.
them. Oh yeah, it's just we've done 1 and 2, I think. But yeah, finding time now is going to get quite challenging.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
but
here's
you're gonna have to watch Legion as well.
Oh yes.
my advice is skip Wolverine Origins bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Just skip it. Just throw it in the bin now.
that's a good
Deadpool's
shout.
in it.
Watch 3, but feel free to play on your phone and eat your dinner because it's quite
Found it.
crap. And then watch that because it is ace.
Yeah.
And well, the first 2 acts are fantastic, and then it kind of goes off the rails a bit. But the first 2 acts are brilliant. Honestly, it's such a good movie. And it's the same director, and it's based on a great story, and I'm excited.
I'm very excited for it, and I also like the fact that there's a child in this movie, which
Where are we going with this?
There's an escort. Like, oh god, this shouldn't say child and escort next to each other. Should I? That's like that. He's going down in a blaze of glory protecting his child, right?
Potentially, like you mentioned before we started recording as to who you think this child might be. If you want to
See, I want to screen X-23, like a young X-23 that Mr. Sinisters has been experimenting on, because he now has Logan's blood. Spoilers for the post-credit scene in X-Men Apocalypse. So yeah, like I feel like it's all about. Would that make him his hair child? Like if they're cloned or something like that. They do some. He goes in there and he goes on a warpath to save his child or something.
They've got Mr. Sinister's blood.
No.
Apocalypse's blood.
No, they have Logan's blood.
Who has?
Mr. Sinister. What's his company called? What's Sinister's company called?
I don't know. Am I expected to remember this from
I don't
that
know.
crap film
Right,
X-Men Apocalypse?
No, Mr. Sinister's
Warner
company,
Brothers.
whatever it is, Cinecorp or whatever.
That's a good name for it.
Like
Nasty Co.
bad guy company.
Queen Industries.
Evil Inc.
they do some things and they reveal a room and it's like Wolverine and it's like they take his blood and put it in a briefcase and walk away.
Right, so there's definitely a clone of Wolverine and probably a girl and probably X-23.
Yes. So like, and then
Awesome.
if the last act doesn't end with this child in danger and like Logan going full Wolverine
Berserker
slash
mode.
people. It's an R rating. It can go bloody. He just goes into this bloody rampage, and at the end of it, he's taken so much. It's like the damage is too much. He saved this child. She's fine. She can live on as X-23 or the new Wolverine or whatever they want to do with her. Logan dies, and it's the perfect ending to Hugh Jackman's run as Wolverine.
To be fair, he said it's his last one. Believe it when I see it, or don't see it. And
If he doesn't die, I'm going to be disappointed.
it would make sense to pass the torch, and this film could take place over many years. Like Patrick Stewart.
It could be a trade.
Professor Xavier's alive at some point in it, but maybe not for the whole thing. Like, she could grow up, become a teenager in the film from whatever age.
Which would like that makes sense. Like he finds her as a child, and they're on the run from the mercenaries or whatever, and it's just a film of him training his protege as he gets older and older, and he's like, because then he could become Old Man Logan.
And it'd be a bit like The Road. I'm into it. I like it.
I don't know what this film's gonna be. I've got expectations. They're quite high because Hugh Jackman, despite the movies he's in as Wolverine, is a very good Wolverine. Like it's gonna be a massive loss to not have him as Wolverine anymore.
Yeah, well, it's time.
Yes. It is time. It's time for the champions. Hashtag champions, everybody.
Oh, he started. It seemed to be getting through. These young people have been so easily brainwashed.